Max Holloway said something very interesting in the promo that just came out. He said something like, he don't even, I completely forgot what he said. I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of people that are upset that one of the most famous, successful, entertaining, crazy fighters to ever be in the UFC is coming back. How dare he? But there's a lot of people that are upset about Conor McGregor coming back, and he posted something in response to them that I printed out here for you that I want to start off by reading. He says, you need people like me. You need people like me so that you could point your finger and say, that's the bad guy. So what does that make you? Good? Does that make you good? You're not good. You just know how to hide. Congratulations. You just know how to hide. I'm paraphrasing. You just know how to hide, how to lie. Me? I don't have that problem. Me? I always tell the truth. Even when I lie. There's a lot of people upset, again, that one of the most famous, popular, successful, wild, crazy, entertaining dudes ever to be in the UFC is coming back. Oh no. And bro, I'm over here scratching my beanie. It confuses me because it's like people don't understand the dynamic, the setup. I've said it on streams the last several days here and there. Nobody wants to watch a superhero movie without a villain. So you don't like Conor McGregor. That's fine. I'm not trying to get people to like Conor McGregor. I've never liked him. I've never rooted for him. I've never picked him. My very first upload ever on this channel was a reaction video, a breakdown to UFC 196, him getting choked out by Diaz, and me clowning on him. That was the foundation, the very foundation of this channel. Those roots go deep. So I'm not a fanboy. I don't have the t-shirt. But I've been telling people, it's people like Conor McGregor that get us excited and get us rooting for the good guy. He doesn't have to be your good guy. You don't have to like him. It's the Joker that teaches us how to really get excited and root for Batman. It's Lex Luthor that gets us excited and rooting for Superman. It's Mary Jane that gets us to feel deep empathy and compassion for Spider-Man. We need people like them so that we know who to root for and how to root for them. That's the dynamic. Nobody wants to see Batman versus Superman, and we all know that now. Okay? Nobody wanted to see Daniel Comer versus Stipe Muchacho. Who's the good guy? Is there a way that they can both win? Can they both knock each other out at the exact same time, Rocky Balboa, Apollo Creed style? Is there any way? We know how those fights feel when we don't want to see anybody lose. It hurts, and it's kind of awkward. Nobody knows how to root for that. It's not the right dynamic. But people are so stuck on he's such a bad guy. But look, you don't get it, Grandmaster? We understand what bad guys look like. People do the whole game where they're like Kobe Covington or they're like Henry Cejudo or whatever. But Conor McGregor's a real bad guy in real life. It's not kayfabe. He does bad stuff outside the octagon. Okay, if you feel that way, I understand that. And in a sense, I'm with you. But it's like, I don't want to disrespect you by not being thorough. It's like, okay, let's put chanclas on the ground. Let's do our due diligence. let's be consistent about this. Because there are fighters who have been accused of things that rhyme with blexual, blanc blanc, and frape, you know. There are other UFC fighters, active fighters, who have been accused of that. In addition to Conor McGregor, one of them, for example, Gable Stevenson. That's another one. And Alex Pereira, a god for some of you. So, I mean, I'm with you. I get it. There are other people that have been accused and put through the ringer and not convicted, you know, like Gable Stevenson and Alex Pereira. So if that's what we're gonna do, let's go get some poster boards. Let's go to Michael's. Let's form a protest. I'm with you. I get it. But let's be consistent. Let's not pick and choose. Now, I don't know. I don't want to disrespect you. I don't want to assume that, you know, because it's easy for the news, the exciting news, to stay up at the top when your guy's winning. I can't help but think, would people have started to hate Conor McGregor and really get on him for all those accusations and stuff that he was going through if he had kept winning? If he hadn't become a big meme and a letdown and people are like, oh man, I don't know how to root for this guy anymore. If you would have stayed more on like an Alex Pereira type of trajectory, would people have treated him the same? If he was like an Olympian and, you know, he was climbing and, you know, doing his thing, like, I don't know if he would have been treated differently. I don't know. I'm just saying, you're right. You know, there are people that are doing this and maybe they should be held responsible. And, you know, I just did, 57 seconds of research on Google.com, and I saw there was like a trifecta. It was Conor McGregor, Alex Pereira, Gable Stevenson. So let me know if you want to get together and do something about that. I just want us to be consistent. That's all I want. I just don't want you looking like an ignoramus. That's all I want to put forth. And, you know, if you're going to be deciding what you want to watch, who you want to root for, what sports you're going to watch, who should be allowed to fight, who should be allowed to play, who should be allowed on the field, I think you're going to have to forget about people being good people. I mean, I don't really, but if you do pay attention to the news, I remember I would hear about it a lot in my lot younger years because I was around a lot more people that were into football and stuff like that. It could be the NBA, football. MLB players stay relatively clean as far as I'm aware. But when you start getting into some of these sports, I mean, there's allegations and accusations all around. Something that I learned very recently that blew my beanie, bro. So the numbers on players' jerseys, I'm talking about any sport, the numbers on their jerseys, that has nothing to do with, like, you know, their place on the team or so that the officials and the refs know who, okay, this guy scored and this guy had. It has nothing to do with keeping track of them. Supposedly, I saw on Reddit that the numbers on each individual athlete's jersey is the number of allegations that he's had put forth from different women over that. I don't know if that's true. And that's why some of them actually change numbers. We've seen players, and I'm not going to name names, and I just realized as I said it, that makes my case even stronger. I'm not going to go there. But there are players that may be coming to your mind right now who have changed their numbers. And have you ever noticed they always increase? They never decrease. Players change their numbers for a reason. It's not arbitrary. Look into it. I'm not doing well enough on YouTube to go there. It's not worth it for me. And it's not just with sports, it's with companies. People were doing this during COVID. People do this during June, the Pride Month celebrations and all that. People pick and choose and look and be like, well, I don't want to deal with that company. I don't even think I want to bank with them anymore. I don't even want to shop there anymore. I don't want to go, because like, it's like, who do I align with? And you start to realize, if you live your life based on who you align with for all the different things that you stand by, whether it's what sports you're watching, what teams you're going to root for, where you're going to shop, and where you're going to buy milk and all that kind of stuff, you're going to end up being like a doomsday prepper. You're not going to be able to do anything because nobody completely aligns with everybody and meets their standards. People are always going to let you down. For example, I have an anecdote here. I had a homie that I grew up with. I knew him my whole life. I swear, bro. I thought that he and his family were Amish. Turns out that they were just staunch in like their politics and who and where they weren't gonna where they weren't gonna patronize. It's weird how that word is used in very different ways. They would pick and choose where and who they would support based on their political beliefs, so they couldn't go anywhere. They had to stay home, make their own milk, make their own butter, make their own bread. I thought they were Amish my whole life. Turns out he's an atheist. Which is ironic because atheists create their own gods. But that's not what this video is about right now. I don't want to get sidetracked. And because of people's blind hatred and who they want to support, who they don't want to support, he's a bad guy. And, well, I think maybe they're also bad guys, but we'll sweep that under the rug because they're still winning. People go into these mass delusions. It's like they did with the White House. You think there's going to be a White House event? Nah, man, that's not going to happen. You actually believe that, man. You're crazy. Dude, didn't you hear about the lawsuit? Didn't you hear about the bugs? Didn't you hear about even Joe Rogan flipped? It's not happening. No one's ever, I guarantee you, no one's ever gonna, and then they hear the jets flying over. I can't even hear their complaint. I can't even hear their crying anymore. Don't you know that the White House fight is never, ever in this lifetime, ever gonna, dun, 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 dun. Okay? We all saw it. It came and went. I reacted to it. All my predictions were correct, in case you forgot. It's never going to happen, okay? Came and went. Conor McGregor. You really think Conor's going to fight again? You're crazy. He's old. He's hurt. He's broken. He's in trouble. It's never going to happen. He pulls out of... Wait, he's only ever pulled out of one fight? There was actually so much documentation that he was like broke. Like his bone, he was actually injured. He pulls out of fights all the time. Who cares? Bro, never ending. And now it's happening. It's happening. What do you think? Some people are holding out to the last second that he's going to pull out like that morning. It's happening. And I heard people saying that he's too old, that he's too feeble. It's been too long. You know what? I completely forgot to have this ready for you, but I'm showing you how the chorizo is made right now. All right. I'm looking this up in real time. And again, you don't have to look at the screen. I'm not sharing the screen with you. I'm just looking this up on my own. So Conor McGregor is 37 years old. Max Holloway is 34 years old. Now, I know that technically Conor McGregor did son Max Holloway. We heard about that in the promo. But people are acting like if he's old enough to be his father. 34 and 37. Are you kidding me? These dudes could have went to junior high together. These dudes, technically, if Max was good enough and he could play on the varsity team, these dudes could have played on the same basketball team together in junior high. Are you kidding me? 34 and 37. And we're acting like Conor McGregor's too old. Plus, dude, Max Holloway, since like the last 5 years, has been operating. He's been moving around and talking like if he's in his 60s. He sounds like Rocky Balboa most of the time. It's not good. He's got dog ears on him. And Conor McGregor made a good point when he was saying the other day, bro, people are acting like I'm out of commission. That's a bad thing. I've been resting. These dudes have been putting miles on it. These dudes have been taking the lumps. These dudes have been accumulating that CTE. That's right, Conor. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad when it just adds up and up and up. And people are forgetting. Conor McGregor is out here rubbing shoulders with Jake Gyllenhaal. He's out here rubbing shoulders in the Oval Office with Donald Trump. He is in the Hollywood circles. He is in the Hollywood films, in talks for a part 2. He is in the politics, running for president or whatever they call it in Ireland. I don't know if it's president, prime minister, king. I have no idea. You know what that means, right? Adrenochrome. The fountain of youth. I had to say it real fast to move on because YouTube doesn't like that word. They get real emotional. They get real sensitive about words like that for a reason. For a reason. Not because it's silly and unimportant and fake. They get mad at it for a reason. Conor McGregor in those circles has obtained the fountain of youth. We're talking about 34 and 37. This dude with all that CTE and all that miles on him. And this dude with the fountain of youth. Are you kidding me? He's got that double dosage. He's got that double dip. He's taking the big boy dose because he's into that Hollywood and the politics. Both of them. That dude's probably taking the adrenochrome, he's probably shooting it up. He's probably sniffing it. He's probably got a tab that he just puts on his tongue. We're talking about Hollywood and politics. That's multiple plugs. And then we're complaining about the titanium in his leg. You know, I don't know if you've ever played a game called Fallout, but it's quite the advantage when you come across, you know, stuff like titanium and armor so that you could be a better fighter and be more equipped and have better defense and not take as much damage, right? Who in their right mind wouldn't want titanium armor added to their body? I don't understand it. Have that conversation. Try having that debate with the turtle, right? Say, hey, turtle, doesn't that shell hold you down? If you were in a battle, if you were going to war tomorrow morning, don't you want to lose that shell? Isn't it kind of cumbersome? And the turtle's going to be like, is you dumb or is you stupid? Are you kidding me? People are complaining that he has no leg anymore because of the titanium. Bro, he had an upgrade. Oh no, he's the Terminator. He had an upgrade. And not only that, it was a genius move. And again, because I don't want to be misunderstood, I don't like the guy. Never rooted for the guy. Never picked the guy. But it was a genius move. Everybody clowned on him because he couldn't take a leg kick. Hey, Conor, have you ever heard of a leg kick? You know what leg kicks are? He said, maybe I'll just make my leg titanium. I think I could take a leg kick with a titanium leg. And that's what's going to happen. We're going to find out. We're going to find out Saturday night. We're going to find out Saturday night how his leg operates with titanium in it, with Terminator leg. Bad to the titanium. And dude, even though I've never liked the guy, and I can't say that enough just to keep reminding people, even though I've never liked the guy ever in my life, I have to respect the dedication to having his leg full-blown updated. He gave his leg a glow up. I haven't seen that kind of commitment since Tomas Aspinall on his 32nd LASIK eye surgery just so that people will believe him. Believe all Aspinalls just so that people will believe him and feel sorry for him. The dedication at least is commendable. And I want to leave you with something. I think it's genuinely confusing when people get upset at a person like Conor McGregor coming back and fighting. I know personally, and I guess I could only speak for myself, I don't want to watch accountants and dentists and hall monitors and Nobel Peace Prize winners fighting. I don't want to be relying on those dudes to be the ones entertaining me in the cage because they're going to fall short. They're going to disappoint me. I want the scumbags, the animals, the psychopaths, the dredges of society. Those are the dudes that I want to see scrapping in the cage. And if you feel otherwise, if you want like a low budget celebrity deathmatch type of thing where you're watching your librarian and your tax preparer go to battle, I think you need to look inward. I don't think you're a true combat sports fan. I think you're very confused. I think you have maybe like a combat dysmorphia. I think your intentions are in a very confused place. And the thing that I think that makes Conor McGregor the most dangerous, by the way, which I haven't heard a single other person mention, is very much like Armin Sarukian. Conor McGregor doesn't need to do this. Max Holloway said something very interesting in the promo that just came out. He said something like, I completely forgot what he said. I'm going to be honest with you. But here's what I'm trying to express. He said something along the lines that Conor's just coming back to prove something to himself. Because he doesn't have to do it. He doesn't need the money. It's not like some kind of they're 1-1 and it's a tiebreak. There's not. There wasn't even really any beef before this. He's literally like Armin Sarukian, where he has everything he could ever want. And he's still putting the work in, still doing it for the love of the game, still waking up early, still getting in shape, still training. When you're willing to put yourself through that kind of discomfort, when you don't even have to do it, when you got the 2,500 count thread Egyptian cotton sheets and you're still waking up at 4:30 in the morning eating uncooked eggs, bro, you better be careful, Max Holloway. You about to find out Saturday night.